Welcome, race fans, to the Las Vegas Speedway for tonight's run in the BNR Cup race. We have got 201 miles tonight. We're going to be getting the green flag in just a moment here. They got 6 sets of tires, 0 quick fixes. They're going to be using that restart zone and lightening up the fuel load. So again, 201 miles here tonight. And we've got Will back with us tonight. Will, how are we doing tonight?
Doing fantastic, Chris. How are you this evening?
Oh, I'm not too bad. Getting ready to get into some racing here at Vegas.
Yes, indeed. The BNR Cup Series making their trip this evening out here to Vegas. And I believe we have 33 competitors out here make this grid this evening, maybe 35. And it's sure to be a spicy one for sure, Chris.
Absolutely. These guys been running plenty of practice laps. We're going to see where it goes when the green flag drops. All right, seems like a good time to take you through the field. Starting off in the pole position is going to be Caleb Shelton with Brock Page on his outside. Row 2 is going to be Jeff Gilmore with Philip Bridgman on his outside. Row 3 is going to be Dak DeShare with Christopher Schaefer in that 23 car. Row 4 is going to have Jaden Sanchez and Kevin Roy. Row 5 is going to be George Rincon and Gage Teft. Row 6 is going to be Jacob Delgado with Skylar Sigson. Row 7 will be Jason Pearson and James Bryan. Row 8 will be Chris Campbell, Matt Staton. Row 9 will be John Tiller and Sean Judson. Row 10 will be Samuel Blackwell and Mark Cochran. Row 11 will be Brian Huntley with Cameron Smith. Row 12 will be Timothy Cook with Josh Small. Row 13, Brandon Moore with Matthew Hunsaker. Row 14 will be Richard Johns with Peter Ruzick. Row 15, Scott Bittinger. Row 16, Randy Koching with Tyler Myers. Row 17 will be Miguel Campo and John O'Brien. Next row, bringing up the rear of the field, will be Aaron Bradford with Hunter Head. Whew. This is a big field running through that.
Yes, that's the 35 car starting grid this evening, BNR Cup Series, as they are coming through turns 3 and 4. This should be the one and only pace lap of this evening. Projected 36 to 45 laps on a full tank. If we do get that long of a run, these cars can be ill handling at times. Some are projected to go on the tight side later on in the run. Others may get loose, but for the most part could be tight. And green flag is out. We are away, Chris, this evening. Opening green flag lap.
Right, bringing them down in turn 1 and 2. We've already got that little shot right there.
So Brock Page able to somewhat get out in that clean air, break away for the most part, it looks like. Philip Bridgman in that 48. Caleb Shelton, 73, and Schaefer in the 23. contact happening a little bit further back in the field, but everybody keeping it straight. Brock Page, the winner from last week, if I do recall right, trying to double down, get back-to-back this evening. But still early on here, only about 3. This is our 4th lap rotation so far, so 134, 35 to go, or that we have to do, scheduled distance, as they're still racy up here early on, all throughout the field, about second on back, just keep on going, and they're just racing almost side by side for the most part, double file. You go a couple single file, then you got another battle going on, then a couple of more, then some more side by side going on. There are a handful of cars, though, that are just, you almost got 2 separate packs going. You have this front pack that is your lead pack, then throughout the rest of the field, you have some separation. About, I would say, maybe 15th on back. Great battle here going on for, I believe that is 3rd position. Something happened, I do believe, to Brock Page. Because now Philip Bridgman in the 48 is the race leader. Schaefer in 2nd, Shelton in 3rd. Brock Page fell all the way down, looks like into 6th position. So possibly just could have gotten loose, or maybe slapped the wall substantially, and that is what dropped him down to 6th position. So as this race is playing out, still early goings here. You still have drivers trying to make their way up a little bit, maybe from where they qualified or maybe not qualified, and then some still trying to attack while the tires are still fresh. You're not going to have this quick pace the entire run. At least probably not everybody. You might have 1 or 2 that still should be ultimately quick, but only time will tell that, Chris. As intense battle going on for, I do believe that is 3rd position. 4th, my apologies, that is 4th position. 4th, 5th, 6th, I believe was a part of that tango.
Yeah, that's right, the 38, who's, we got, the 75 is Jeff Gilmore. That's Brock Page.
Brock Page, yes, is in the 36, I do believe.
He's got 38 on the door, but he is scored as 36.
Yes. Just could be one of those errors as far as wrong paint scheme or wrong number accidental. Or just could be wrong number altogether in the league. So cycling here, lap 12, I do believe. So 11 laps down, about to complete 12. No caution early on. I was figuring, hey, we might get a caution within the first 10 laps, but we've got past that, so not bad to keep on keeping on here. We might see a fuel run Knock on some wood, maybe. That, who knows?
That's right. Well, we'll see how this one starts off. Now we're hitting lap 12 here. I'm gonna see, maybe we get that lap run, see some strategy. The strategy game is always fun to watch. So, take tires, swap the fuel here, there. Maybe the late pit game. Let's see what these guys tend to do.
Who can be the better car charger into the pits, make no mistakes, no speeding penalty, hit your marks into the stall. Philip Bridgman, though, he has a pretty decent lead over that second place man, Caleb Shelton. Second and a quarter, if not maybe a little bit more there, so good for Philip here early on to have some good pace and good speed. Still not fully sure what happened to Brock Page to make him lose that lead and get swallowed up by the pack. We didn't just, for some reason, we didn't get to see it or catch it, but maybe we might get to ask him at some point. Never can tell. That battle for, I want to say, back there for sixth, still going on. They're not giving up, nor is that battle for, what is that, would be third, fourth, fifth. That is Sanchez right behind Shelton now. So Gilmore, who was up there, I think, kind of whereabouts of that battle, he kind of fell off that a little bit as well. Maybe checked up, had to get out the throttle a bit more. It's also an intense battle further back in the field as well, Chris. Drivers trying not to...
whole gaggle of cars right here.
Yes. Trying not to run over one another. This was in practice, there were drivers just kind of running similar lap times to one another further down the field, so the battle back here can be just as intense as, the battle up front or a little bit further down the order. But as we can see, some drivers just getting a little bit slippery on corner exits, so gonna have to watch out for that. The longer this run keeps going, perhaps someone might get a bit too loose off of turn 2 or 4, perhaps, just trying to straighten the car back out off of the turns. That car unloading as it has been loaded up through the corners, so
a little side by side here.
Yes, that is for second place. Jaden Sanchez in the 9, Caleb Shelton 73, and they're going at it for, like you said, second place, and that is third and fourth right behind them. They have slowly been reeling in Philip Bridgman. Philip normally has about short to medium run pace, so that medium part of the run is about to happen. So let's see if these guys are going to kind of want to chase them down, or what's going to go down, if they're going to keep playing pass along.
And Sanchez does get that position for second, moving Shelton back to third. So it looks like Shelton's going to be challenged by Desher.
Yes, Zach Deutscher there in the 88 machine. It's a bit of a silent way to pronounce his name. It's kind of Germany or German.
Sounds so, Deutsch.
Yes, very Dutch sounding indeed. Yes. So, thank you for helping me out there with the current
language
part of the world. Yes.
Yeah. There we go.
Yes, indeed, Chris. But yes, Deutscher, I believe he qualified, where was it, 7th or 8th, and kind of methodically been picking them off a little bit here and there. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was 7th or 8th, but yeah, he's just been taking his time. We saw in the Xfinity race here just a couple of days ago, Deutscher had an extremely good car. He was just a late race caution. He had to come down, get a fresh set of tires, and that kind of, I believe, ruined that for him. But other than that, he was wicked fast steering an Xfinity car. Two different pieces of machinery, so.
Yeah, absolutely. These next gens in the Xfinity, whole different ball game with independent rear suspension on these cars and solid axles on the old ones. The 5-speed sequential instead of 4-speed H pattern. Lots of different stuff.
These have a digital dash. The Xfinity cars still have the old analog tach gauges. So, per se, if you're going down pit road or trying to know your pit road speeds or your pace speed, you know, you're having to rely on a couple of different things there. So that's different. Looks like Jaden reeled in Philip Bridgman.
That 10 tire on the wall.
Josh Small in the 10, yes. He was having some slip sliding troubles earlier, but
Kevin Roy making his way up through the field. He's always
yes,
our
currently
sleeper.
in P9, or was that a move for P8? That could be the battle for P8 right there.
Yes, that is correct. They're battling for 8th.
So, yep, typical Kevin Roy, almost a David Pearson-esque, just being methodical with the racecraft and who you're racing around, just taking your time. That's exactly, in a way, kind of what you want to do in these fairly long races or races that are equal to a truck race distance. Those truck races can be quite long in the real world.
Well, we're taking a look right here when the 48 lost the lead to the 9 car of Sanchez.
In a way, it was just a matter of time before those few guys there in second, third, and fourth just eventually ran down Phillip.
Yeah, now Page back up there.
Yeah, I think he just had to get a hold of his car after having whatever moment befell upon him, and just had to regroup. You know what I mean? So
that he could even just be trying to save. Now he's got to seeing that it's panning out to be. I mean, we're on lap 28 here, and we're still green, so could be trying to save a little bit now. Working up on the plan being, you know, maybe a green flag stop coming up soon here. Never know what these guys are thinking.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to start seeing guys start pitting maybe before that 38 lap mark that is guesstimated. Maybe 35 if we start seeing some people pit, but you know, normally 38, 39 to 45 is our guesstimated pit window for this evening. That's what I've been told by a handful of the drivers, so that's what I'm kind of banking on when we start seeing scheduled pit stops. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little bit before, just for some drivers to try to eke back some time with a new set of tires. But yep, we still have a little bit to go before that pit window truly opens.
Yeah, that 48 of Bridgman, he's possibly burned up his stuff a little too much. As you see him continue to fall back, now in 8th position, losing 7th to Kevin Roy.
Yeah, Philip with like we mentioned, that short to medium run pace that Philip has, he just can't seem to somehow master conserving the tires, not overcooking them early on. That's basically Philip's
we got a car around.
Yes, indeed, and this could help out a handful of drivers who were struggling. Looks like maybe a 3-car wreck.
Let's see, who is this? Hunsaker.
looks like the 5 or 05 of Randy Coking.
Let's take a look. This might be a little too far back. I'm not 100%.
I think it happens the next lap by. It's okay. Oh, Randy got in the wall there on turn 1. He was a bit pinched up there. Just a lot of congestion going on, a lot of bobbing. Once you get back here towards, I would say maybe 25th or further back, you got so many guys that are around each other, close racing. They're kind of just on top of one another.
We want Hunziker. Alright, who was that? Let's see if we can get this right.
Randy Coking in the number 5 car.
Samuel Blackwell.
Oh, that's Blackwell on the 5.
Man, it looks like the same freaking lap every time, but... I don't know why we cannot find this.
Well, nevertheless, looks like, not sure if anybody did stay out there. I don't think he would want to. Believe everybody probably came down and pitted.
Holy Christmas, we got it.
Yes, indeed, we finally do. Look at that. Looks like one of those. I think Randy was coming down as maybe he might have thought he was cleared to get in behind Hunsaker, but not even he had a half a car to go. Just a racing deal, really, coming out of 3. You were
Wow,
trying
that
to
was
get out of a
close.
3 wide situation. Yes,
What
indeed, for
what,
the
what was the number on that
08
car?
of,
Oh eight.
I believe it was '08.
Peter Ruzick? There we go. We got to get on the back of
Yes,
his car.
that is fellow broadcaster Repeat. Uh, Repeat 88.
Wow, just
Man,
barely
mighty,
misses him.
so close.
As we've already back under green. Took a little too long to find that crash. Jason Sanchez out front with the lead. Taylor Shelton in second. Zach Deutscher in third. Brock Page is fourth. And Gage Taft is your current top 5. Oh, we got a little side by side. Looks like I saw a bit of rubbing between that 48. I'm actually not sure who the other car was, but the 3 wide going across the line.
Yes, indeed, Philip. Now just trying to let him go by. He might have felt that contact and just gonna regroup now. Hopefully, get a bit better pace back underneath the 48.
Yeah, that's right. We've got just under 100 laps, so there is plenty of time. Get some good laps in and settle in for a bit. You know, we got plenty of time. Well,
Yes, at least 2 pit stops remaining.
we're pushing 3 wide.
Yes, indeed, getting awful close with that 3 wide action. And they can kind of settle it back down to try to fight it amongst just the side by side. Haven't had too many big wrecks so far tonight. Only that one caution earlier that we had. Hunsaker, Randy, Coking, and I think there might have been a third car involved, but I think it might have been one of the. It could have been James Bryan, I think, that was going through the grass to avoid. So don't necessarily want to count it unless it hits something, but also some guys just out here with white cars similar to others, so when we see certain people, it may not be the person we're calling out immediately, so we might have to double check. But yes, indeed, at the moment, Caleb Shelton leading the front of the field over Jaden Sanchez and Zach Deutscher and Brock Page, but getting heated a little bit further down. What is that battle for? Just outside the top 10, I do believe. The 82, the 8, or that might be just at the top 10.
Yeah, they're still side by side as they're heading down into into 3 and out of 4. Jason Pearson and Cameron Smith.
Yes, that is the battle for 10th position. As Cameron gets a little bit up the track, hitting those bumps in 1 and 2.
Sorry about that. Well, I've seen a little bit of contact with that 8 and the 23.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. You see it before I do. Hey, that's what we do. We gotta, Just being in this dirty air, in this traffic, can be hard to maneuver. So the top, what would that be? Top 7, I think, kind of broken away.
Looks like it's gonna be Gage Teft in 6th place, bringing up the back of that pack.
Okay, so top 6, my apologies. Yes, top 6 broken away. Then Kevin Roy has a couple of tenths to him, and then you have this whole gaggle with Pearson, Tiller, George Rincon making his way into into the top 10. Excuse me. So Schaefer and Smith and Cook, Bridgman. This is all of that battle going on back here further, just in and outside the top 10. As still have so many battles throughout the field, it's just hard to keep track and keep up with it all.
Ooh, 48 dips down on the apron. Oh, and here he goes. Collects it. 34 down on the apron now. 75 splitting up the middle, and everybody is good.
Just halted the progress, the momentum of those two.
He's looking like he's loose, but we got some.
On the front stretch, Zach Deutscher looked to be the 88 Hellman's car there. You know, the first car we saw in shot. Not sure who. Well, this happened in front of him. That was Hunsaker, I think, again. This happened just right in front of the race leader. So maybe Hunsaker just got wicked loose out of turn 4.
Back this up just a bit. Looks like he just kind of got loose on his own.
So he gets loose on his own, comes back up the track, and the cars that were coming towards him, maybe if we can in the same replay, go towards the race leaders.
Who's that one car? Boy, having all kinds of problems with the replays tonight. So you can see him just getting bashed on the front stretch there. And that one just drills right in the side of the 88. Alright, so we did have a good bunch of cars pit. I think just about everybody did. See that 8
well,
on
this
pit
for
road
sure,
now.
it's going to take out a handful of the top contending cars that was in the front of the field. Just unfortunate for a car to be stricken where it was when the front of the field like that. They were kind of battling, jockeying for position to just be outplaced and just nowhere to go for the guys that was up there on the high side of the track where the car was kind of stricken. And as you said, yes, just I would imagine a lot of pit takers you don't want to waste those 6 sets of tires that you do have, but periodically paced here to probably take another set of tires, top that tank off with the fuel here. So
I mean, heck, well, we're on lap 50. Yeah, it's 6 sets, so that's 5 extra sets. I mean, that is a good amount of tires to have for this race.
Yes, going into it, I guess he kind of expected a bit more to happen early on, like earlier. Like I was kind of imagining maybe a caution before 10 laps, or maybe, 15, 10 laps, maybe have a caution, but that didn't happen. They raced, got over 30 laps in before the first caution, so second caution of this evening coming around, what was it, 47, 48? So, yeah, sometimes you don't necessarily need the tires, but it's good to have them there if you do need them, like you said. Yes, that's kind of maybe a set or two more than you may need for this evening. One more lap, it looks like, behind the pace car, unless... looks like one more lap. Richard Johns up here with the race lead. Not sure how much damage Jaden got out of that in the replay. It looked like he had lost his hood or something, but he's fully intact on the track, so...
Looks like he just slowed up. Lights are still on the pace car, as we can see. There we go, lights are off on the pace car now.
Yeah, so getting the restart at lap 53. So 52 laps will be in the books and 2 cautions. So looks like 3, my apologies, 4, I believe, 4 cars out of the race. As they make their way through 3 and 4, pace car will dive off here. Lights are out, so going back green this time.
Pace car's off. Take him down into one wheel.
Yes, Richard Johns goes on the restart, gets an excellent launch, as they're going to probably fan out and try to get the best run possible through turns 1 and 2. Still side by side for the most part. I think one might have clobbered the wall, but that came super close to it.
Yeah, that was at 48 of Bridgman. He was awful close. He's had himself a good handful of saves, close calls tonight already.
Yeah, I don't think he hit it that time, but he came awful close to it. They almost looked 3 wide coming off of turns 1 and 2 on that restart, but that's truly, really any one ball game going through 1 and 2. Don't want to get too far down there. You hit those bumps, the car will kind of jolt up a half a lane, if not the whole track just about, so got to be careful down there. Schaefer almost expanded the wall on corner exit of turn 4.
And down the backstretch and into 3, they still got a handful of cars side by side right here, battling for like 13th through maybe 15th. Like more of them open up here, Will.
Yes, indeed, just about 3 wide going down the front straightaway. I believe that was for, let me see here, 15th. Yeah, that is 15th. Basically 13th through 19th, I want to say, battling extra hard here. Trying to get everything they can on these restarts that they do have. Excellent racing, though, that we have been able to see this evening. A lot of side-by-side racing, as Caleb Shelton has made his way into second place, got past Jaden Sanchez in that 9 car, it looks like. So now Caleb will set his sights on Richard Johns in the 3 car.
John's gonna bring him across the line for 59. Looks like Shelton may be trying the new line a little higher up, seeing if he can get more speed out of that. As you had said earlier, Dirty Ace, and he was just trying to find a little clean air. Go wherever that 3 car is not going.
You can see the 82 getting underneath Jaden Sanchez. Jaden trying to defend that 3rd position best as possible. Diving back down to the bottom lane. Caleb Shelton now taking the lead away from Richard Johns. Richard's going to lose a couple of positions in that exchange here. Pearson in the 82. Taft in that 33. Kevin Roy, Schaefer, Gilmore, all up here.
Well,
you got Tiller back there.
Whatever just happened to Johns cost him quite a bit. He's in 5th right now, and it looks like he's going to lose a few more. Kevin Roy's trying to get underneath them. And that 23
Maybe right
as well.
side tires on that restart, or on that last caution. He could have gambled and taken just right sides, and this could be what we're seeing, because he was a bit further down the running order when that caution came out. So that could only be my guess, would be right sides. But hey, he got some track position, got to lead a few laps. I do believe leading laps in the BNR Racing Series grants you points. So, you know, that's a little bit there. He was just kind of hoping for another quick caution, maybe. Hoping not to be the caution.
Yeah, that's right. Probably just grabbing those right sides, like you said. And I guess it's the gamble of getting some points for leading, or just staying in the middle of the field.
Also hoping that those right sides would probably pay off and last a little bit longer. You know, didn't run a lot. You know, I don't think we ran 20 laps green. So, but still 15 or so laps, still enough to make a difference. Maybe 12 or so that we got in before the second caution came out.
Judson trying to get under Tiller in the 27. Tiller's got more of a run on the high side. See if that 19 of Judson's going to send it down. Not going to be able to, as the 27's going to chop down and take off that line from him.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Vegas. It's multi-lane, so you can do things to that nature, have a good run on the high side of 1 and 2, while that person on the bottom has to navigate the best they can and you're going to have that good run, hopefully off of turn 2, carry you down the back straightaway and get you past the person you're battling to your inside where you can clear them. And either you can stay in that high lane through 3 and 4, keep carrying that momentum, or do like you saw Tiller do and dive in front. Ooh. Some more checking up, some more congestion, 3 wide going on further on in the back, but they were able to keep it straight, Chris. Good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. We get a little bit of moving around for position up here. Oh, and look at that 9. Sanchez right on Shelton.
Yes, indeed. Battle for the lead. Heated back up is Jaden Sanchez making his presence known on the back of that 73 Pepsi machine.
Pepsi versus Coca-Cola right there.
Jaden still trying to defend as much as possible, trying to side draft that Napa know-how machine of Pearson, but wasn't enough. And that cost him 3 spots right there, just being, I guess you could say, overly aggressive and trying to defend that second place to no avail.
Will, who you going with? Coca-Cola or Pepsi? Age-old question.
I'm a Pepsi man myself, but the Coca-Cola paint schemes, for the most part, can look all right. But I've seen a lot of cool Pepsi cars, but I'm more of Pepsi.
Absolutely, good man.
Drinking some Pepsi here this evening.
Perfect.
So, yes, I live in the South, and the only fast food restaurants that serve Pepsi is KFC, so. I think maybe Bumpers, but yeah.
Down south.
So just got done 69 laps in the book, working lap 70, I do believe. So everybody, for the most part, battling with somebody. There's a whole gaggle of cars just back there, about 6th on back, I believe that is. No, my apologies. That is 7th on back. Maybe 8th on back there with Skylar Sixton in the 99, Tiller, Bridgman, Page, Moore, Rencon, Judson, and Binger, Bradford, Johns. That is all right there. So 8th on down to about 14th, 16th, 17th, my apologies. So tight-knit group right there, battling for all they have.
Man, we can't emphasize enough how great these guys are doing with so many green laps. You know, cautions breeding cautions doesn't seem to be an issue for them here tonight.
Not this evening.
It's just somebody gets out of shape. It seems like it's been mostly just self-spins, really.
For the most part, yes, I would have to say. Doesn't nothing has looked too egregious, or just like we said earlier, just unfortunate to see a few good quick competitors out early. But sometimes it's better to, you know, kind of get out early than almost towards the end or at the end of the race and you wasn't able to truly finish it. So
Yeah, no, as far as the self-spins too, as we say it almost every week, these cars, once they get a little free, they're gone. So, you know, a couple people getting just too out of shape and nothing you can do, but it's a break for everyone else getting a pit under yellow.
yes, that rack and pinion steering can come back around awful quick on you, and that's what these cars have. And for the most part, just gotta be smooth with your steering with these with this generation of car in the NASCAR Cup Series, and if you can be gentle with your steering or be precise with it, I guess you could say, you'll be all right. At least you should be. It's just a way different steering box than what these drivers were used to, that's for sure, for so many years.
Kevin Roy making a move on that 82 of Pearson. Boy, that sure is a good looking car, huh, Will?
Yes, indeed. Kevin Roy really able to show what he's got here this evening in Vegas. 1-5 Studios 12 machine really making its presence known now inside the top 5, or at least battling for a top 5 position.
Yeah, like I said, he's one of those guys that he just kind of, he's a sleeper. That's what he is. He's a sleeper. And then you look at the end, it's like, where did he come from? He's doing that time and time again, proving that's one of his favorite things to do. Got another battle right here between Tiller and Page. And it looks like Sigston's going to try and move up high, but he's not quite to them. So going to single back out.
James Bryan, Mike Stanton, Matthew Hunsaker, Zach Deutscher, and Sammy Blackwell are out of this race. But Taft right there holding strong with Caleb Shelton. He's only 0.3 of a second back from the looks of things, along with Jake Sanchez. So those three breaking away, but good battle, 4th, 5th, and on throughout the field. Like you said, Tiller, Page had a good battle going, but just so many battles brewing. It's just so hard to look at them all because we only have one view or one screen that we can kind of show you guys. We can try to get them all, but it can be difficult at times.
We do our best with 30 or so cars on the track.
Oh, good racing. Like we said, 29 cars left on the circuit. A couple of those, no, at the moment everybody, I do believe, is on the same lap at the moment. So nobody, I don't think, is a lap down at the moment according to scoring. So just I think in total about 22, 25 seconds from 1st to 29th at the moment. So
it's like Sanchez is trying to make a move on Taft.
yes, he's got there, but can he actually get by? Does he? Is his tires capable at this moment? Looks like Taft might have to maybe just fall in behind, as Jaden has got the pass there for 2nd place. Taft looking to fight back, but just don't think he can at the moment.
He's right on him as he went down the corner, but unfortunately for him, not able to keep it. Sanchez just a tiny bit free off of the corner. He's now going to have Sheldon in his sights. Come now on lap 84 of 134 tonight here at Las Vegas.
I believe that's the battle for 3rd position or 4th that we're seeing. Oh, no, that's a little bit further down. That is down 10th and 11th position, I do believe. Brandon Moore and Skylar Sixton, or Brandon Moore and who was that? George Rincon, possibly. You got Sixton, Moore, Rincon. Some drivers making scheduled pit stops, perhaps. Caleb Shelton extended his lead now. He's got a second and a quarter, maybe a second and 3/10 over Jaden Sanchez.
Shelton out of Greenfield, Indiana. Here we go. We got Pepsi and Coke 1-2 again. Battle of the Colas here at Las Vegas. Jaden Sanchez, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he is the youngest one in the field. So.
Yes, indeed, Chris, you were correct.
Not
as
sure
far
how
as we
old
know.
he is, but I've heard he's the youngest.
I think
Showing
he's 16.
that 16 doesn't even matter. Showing the old timers that are in the field. Holding down second right now.
Very diverse age gap, I guess you can say, from in their teens to maybe 50s, maybe 60s. So pretty diverse ages going on in the BNR Racing Series, especially in the Cup. Have this battle of cars for fourth through sixth? No, fourth through seventh, because that is Page, Schaefer, Vory, Gilmore right there. And then a little bit further back, you have Cameron Smith with one of the, who was that? Okay, he had Delgado near him, but yes. Almost kind of like, in a way, once you get around a group of cars and maybe get single file, in a way it's just follow the leader for the most part, because it can be difficult on an equalized set of tires to maybe pull out and make that pass, or just be in that dirty air that you're a part of. So that gap is kind of stabilized at a second and a quarter. It's fluctuated between that and a quarter and 3/10. So
here we go, Will. We're getting some green flag stops going on now. See Chris Schaefer's into his box. Ooh, and it looks like he overshot it just a bit. He's going to be grabbing some rights. And here they come, continuing to pull around the pit road.
they should be able to make it from here. So this should be, this is only a guesstimation, final pit stop of the evening. But one can only assume if we have a caution, everybody would come down to get a fresh set of tires.
You know, Will, long green flag runs are impressive, but what really impresses me is getting through a green flag pit stop cycle with everybody and no cautions. Tell you, if I'm on track, I'm probably going to be the one bringing out the caution, trying to get the pits.
Well, I would say at a good portion of the tracks, maybe 75% of them, it is very, very difficult to get down from an average speed that you have been doing through the corners, and you got to commit yourself to peel off at a certain angle, and that transition from the banking onto the apron or onto pit road can sometimes unstable the car. Physics, like we
Yeah,
talked
well,
about last week.
I mean, you're going from, maybe say 150 through the corners to what's pit road speed limit like
45.
45. Yeah, so you gotta slow down real quick because you want to be going as fast as you can, and as late as you can, so you're not, dilly-dallying on your way through the pits while everybody else is going faster than you. So it's a skilled game for sure. Just getting onto pit road, no penalties or anything like that.
I
Looks like
have to agree.
Looks like we're just about done with the green flag stops as Sanchez is currently in second, but that first place of Peter Rozick is on pit road. Just going to put Sanchez and Shelton back in 1-2. And looks like Teft's behind him. Once they come back, they'll be 1-2-3. So looks like the cycling of the green flag stops went just how they need to for these guys, as now we're on board with Shelton. Excuse me, Sanchez grabbed the spot from Shelton because it was Shelton in first when we started watching the pit stops.
One can only assume maybe a tad bit quicker pit stop, or just getting on and off pit road, maximizing what you can and cannot do, like we talked about earlier. So
Film like this really emphasizing on just how crucial it is to be just perfect, absolutely perfect is what you need to be for the driver, the crew, everybody.
So top three right here, nose to tail, kind of pit stops, the great equalizer, really brought them back together. And now, is it going to be easy or difficult for the 73 of Caleb Shelton to get by Sanchez? How long will he kind of choose to just stay there for a little bit, or does Jaden truly have the pace to kind of keep Shelton at bay? And what about that 33 of Teff? I haven't really seen too much out of him, so he's fairly new to me. So, man, all up in the air at the moment. So, and they have roughly about a half a second lead, I would say, if not just over that, maybe 8/10 of a second lead to Brock Page in the fourth position. So good pit stops for Brock Page and Skylar Sixton. I believe Richard Johns was the first one to come down and make a pit stop, so he has good track position at this time. All depends when you kind of space your pit stops out from one another, who pits before, who pits early and then who wants to wait and kind of run a few more laps and pit later. So the pit early birds kind of have that fresh tire advantage for a little bit. They can kind of eat in or kind of gain a little bit of ground, but then the ones that waited a little bit longer, they're going to be able to strike back and run those guys down, you would think, all in practice.
Yeah, still 1-2-3, just nose to tail. Coming out of 4, they're about to hit lap 102. Starting to close in on the end of this one, Will.
Yes, indeed, Chris. Just a few more laps and we'll be at the 25 to go marker. Excuse me. So, nose to tail, like you said, parade progression, procession just about between first and second. Brock Page not really able to gain anything. In fact, he's losing slightly than gaining.
48 of Philip Bridgman, leading a good handful of laps early. He's back in 13th right now. Holding on to that car, keeping it going in one of the further back packs. Since the whole field is pretty broken up. A couple handfuls of packs and, you know, 3, 4, 5 cars, whatever they may be.
Yeah, but still, if he could finish, I would say top 15 after, 33, 34 cars started this race. That's still a respectable finish nonetheless.
Absolutely. Not to mention the points that he got for leading earlier.
Yes. Nevertheless, always try to go into a race and have some type of goal or some type of mindset. Obviously try to keep the car in one piece, but where do I project myself to try to finish out of, say if there's 20 people show up, well, I want to try to get a top 10. Obviously want to try to beat at least half the field. So, if you can finish inside the top 15 tonight, you should be proud of yourself for sure, after how many drivers started the race, like I said.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
These are quite long races now at 134 laps. The longest races that I personally broadcast, and I've been going for over an hour, and we're still got a little bit to go. We got just under 30 laps. I mean, these ones go for quite a distance. These guys being big fans of the longer runs.
Kind of enduro style, kind of in a way. That's what NASCAR was. It was somewhat of an endurance back in the day, but now with the stage breaks and some of the races actually being reduced in mileage, so you don't have, like, there used to be 8 or 10 or so 500-mile events on the schedule, not just the Daytona 500 or Atlanta used to be a 500-mile race, but gradually, slowly, they have cut back the mileage at some of these events. Even Martinsville, here recently in the past couple of years, has had a date. I think it's the spring race date get cut 100 laps. So, but yeah, it used to be, they used to run 500 miles at Dover back in the day. They used to run 500 miles at Pocono, but that got cut to 400 miles, and then now whenever they go there, it's only like 350 or something like that. I'm trying to remember now, but not like it used to be, Chris. But yeah, these drivers, for the most part, in the BNR, they really like to have a lot of race in it, for the most part. At least, like you said, the distance of an actual truck race, for the most part, that you will see throughout the schedule. So are basically just take a actual race length of a Cup Series race and then just basically cut it in half, and that's what you have for the race season in the BNR Cup Series. Xfinity, I think they have like 75% length races, or like 80-ish. I'm trying to remember. But mainly for the trucks, I think trucks are for the most part full distance races. What they would actually run in real life counterpart. But you could look at a Cup race, and what half the distance would be the length of a truck race, if you would want to put at it in that terms, or in those terms. front three still Sanchez, Shelton, and Taft there in the 33. So 9, 73, and 33. All three Chevy Camaros here from the looks of things. Brock Page is just kind of stayed at that gap, not really gained or lost anything really. And Schaefer in 5th. That rounds out the top 5. Jeff Gilmore, Pearson, Roy, Tiller, and Skylar Sigston. That's the top 10. Good run this evening for Hunter Head. In the 13 machine in 15th place. Hopefully now that I said good run for him, I don't see him spinning, but normally once I talk somebody up or I say, hey, look at that guy, he is having a great race, they normally end the wall a few seconds after I say that. So hopefully we won't see none of the, oh, okay, you made me
Almost,
look there.
yeah. You know what? You stop. It's like the commenter's conundrum. We're supposed to talk about them, but we feel if we talk about them, then they're gonna have something happen.
Exactly. Commentator's conundrum or commentator's curse, I guess.
Taft making the move on Sanchez.
Yeah, something happened to Sanchez when we went back to look through the field there. Man, not too sure if that's when Caleb made the move to pass him or he could have slapped the wall coming out of turn 4 because his momentum was a bit halted there when we got the look. This is replay, so.
Yep, he just got through the corner a little better. And,
went down to the inside.
Taft trying to follow him and say, me too.
Yep, indeed. So,
and that,
Caleb Shelton.
And that is what happened.
Just waited for the right moment. He was there. Sanchez might have got a bit tight coming out of turn 2. That could have led to maybe Shelton getting underneath him, or that could have just been the right time for Shelton. And he's trying to set his race pace while leading, so Taft got by. That really opened the door for Brock Page to come back into the equation there, because that gap sure did shrink when they got side by side. So we see the 36, wannabe 38, has caught up to the back of the top 3, made it a foursome now. 23 cars on the lead lap. Brandon Moore just got lapped. Kind of expected Brandon Moore to be a bit further up the field this evening, but just wasn't in his hand of cards, unfortunately. So 14 laps to go, I do believe.
Look at them closing in on Caleb.
Yeah, Tab said, hey, I like second and all, but first looks very intriguing. As Brock Page going to the inside of Jaden Sanchez, so move Brock Page up to 3rd place now. He's not out of this hunt yet.
Sanchez going for a crossover.
Yeah, looking for it, but giving Brock Page an excellent push down the dog leg front straightaway of Las Vegas. Just didn't have enough oomph there to cross him over. I for sure would have thought he would have dove underneath him. Now Brock Page looking to take 2nd place away from Taft.
He's got the nose ahead.
Oh, but they're still going to be side by side going into turns 1 and 2 here, Chris.
Looks like he's just about to get him cleared. Page gonna slide up in front of him. He does, and he's got him cleared. Page clears Taft, that is. Now Sanchez gonna be able to get that back.
Well, at the moment, Taff able to keep Sanchez at bay. So can Brock Page run down the race leader Caleb Shelton in what would be, what is this, 12?
We got 12 to go,
11
Will.
laps, 12 to go. Thank you for the confirmation.
There you go, Sanchez. Look. Oh,
Yeah, I think Taff got tight in the dirty air of the 36 machine, so epic battle here for the top 4 spots going on between these drivers as Caleb Shelton is just trying to pull away, make some hay in that clean air. Brock Page is saying, hey, not so fast. We thought that was going to be Taft, but at the moment, Taft and Sanchez is duking it out for the final spot on the podium.
well, we're going to be at 10 laps to go next time they hit the line.
10 laps to go and still 20 some odd cars on the lead lap, so they're still a fussing and a fighting for every position they can still get in the remaining laps of this race, I guarantee you, as there's battles going back through the field. 15th, 16th place, Bittinger, Bradford, Judson's heating it up, so it's still, they're still out there slicing and dicing, Chris.
Yeah, still going at it. Page trying to chase down Shelton as we got 10 laps to go. Looks like we're going to be coming to actually 9 laps to go right here. He's going to have enough time to do it. He's going to have to run some near qual laps and hope that maybe
also
Shelton
Caleb Shelton is getting some lap traffic, or at least slow traffic, the one car right there.
We're going to have to see if that'll mess him up at all. These lappers have been really good about just staying clear out of the way of the leaders, as he does stay up on the high side.
Yes, indeed, that's happening at the moment. So that was the one of Cook, who goes another lap down. He was involved in that crash earlier on, coming out of turn 4 onto the front stretch when the stricken unsacred car got met by the lead pack. And that was not a pretty sight, but
Shelton continuing to extend the lead over Page, while Theft is actually falling back quite a good bit. He's in 4th now, but big gap.
Sanchez able to take that position away from Taft, and possibly Taft's tires just gone all that they could give for Taft. Now, is that 5th place coming up on Taft?
No, it is not. That's a lap car. Right here in the
okay.
75, Jeff Gilmore is in 5th place behind the 4th place Theft. So yeah, those are, I think that 34 in the one car are lappers. However, that 34 does seem to be faster than him. So maybe he just had first.
Exactly, I was about to say, could have just came out the pits.
Yeah, Miguel Campo in that 34, that is. And we've got a caution.
Oh, wow, this is going to change up everything. Everybody should still have a set of tires, though, left. I don't think they used all those 6 sets.
Let's take a look.
Gonna see.
Oh, there's a car sideways there. That was a 42. What do we have in that 42 car?
Delgado? In the 40? No.
Um, 45, 41. Let's take it from here. Ooh, He gets loose off the nose of the 41. Alright, let's take a look. 45 checking up just a bit. 41 gets into him, and that's it.
Yeah, the 45 is Jacob Delgado. He could have just been struggling, having a moment there. Like you said, he was checking up and just wasn't able to recover from that. Gave a kiss in the rear from the 41.
Sent him up. He bonked the wall. Luckily, didn't grab anybody else, and good for him. He did not get the inside wall. Locks it down. Looks like he's going to be just fine.
So this really changes the game here.
Yeah, we are going to have a green light caution. Or green light check, excuse me.
You're all good, Chris. First green white checkered attempt. Unlimited green white checkered attempts, I do believe. So, yeah. I think Schaefer might have stayed out along with Binger. Might have to correct me if I'm wrong there, but
let's see what's going to happen with this one. Schaefer up in first with Scott Binger second. Brock Page is going to stay right there in third place. Caleb Shelton's now in fourth with Gage Teft in fifth.
Page, I want to say, is the first car with fresh tires. So Page, Shelton, Teft, Sanchez. Teft was able to beat Sanchez, it looks like, out of pit road. It's almost anyone's guess what could happen on this restart. Only the third caution of this evening coming extremely late in the going. And Page got ahead of Shelton on the caution pit stop here, I do believe. Not sure who took what as far as right sides or four. I would expect everybody that did come down pit road to take four tires, but
hopefully we're going to get the lights off on the pace car this time by.
yes, looks like lights just went out on the pace car. So, go back to racing. First green white checkered attempt of the evening BNR Cup Series.
Alright, well, we get this thing a green white checkered. What are you thinking? We're gonna get 1 in 1?
Well, all depends on how racy they're going to be on this restart, and it could be anyone's guess who or how racy these drivers are going to be. I would almost expect to see another caution, but almost also want to just see them get back to the white flag.
That's right. I say dicey, you say spicy. We're gonna see what happens right here.
Pace car is going to peel off pit road. The sun has finally completed setting here, and green flag waving back in the air. Gotta remember, to our knowledge, Schaefer stayed out with Binger. So Brock Page and Caleb Shelton trying to make it quick and easy work of Binger, catching up to Schaefer down the back straightaway. Page goes low. Yes. Oh, Page had to go up top. Page came down. Oh, Caleb Shelton got turned.
Big wreck.
I don't think they. This is going to be another green-white checkered, I do believe, more than likely, indeed. And whoever, just a whole funnel of drivers just got into this crash. So Schaefer goes downstairs on corner entry to turn 3 to block Brock Page. Brock Page cuts back up the track to go around from the chop block, and Caleb Shelton kind of just gets left rear hooked from the live action sort of things, and then from the replay, I think he might have went to check up to not run over Schaefer, and that's when Shelton gets rear-ended by, I couldn't make out who that was in the replay, but man, it all just becomes a parking lot. Oh, that was Taft in the 33, I do believe, that could have possibly clipped Shelton and sent him around. That started this whole junkyard. Oh man. And no fast repairs here in the BNR Cup Series. So what you got is what you got.
It's going to hurt a good bit of people. That was a lot in the pack. So we're going to get a full screen view here.
It's about better to just kind of show you who's not involved in this crash.
Yeah, that's going to be a shorter list.
Yes, indeed. Shorter than who's involved. It's kind of look at your favorite BNR Cup racer and see where they end up.
Did he make it?
At the end of this carnage. Yeah. Hey, did so-and-so get through that crash in turn 4?
Right,
just a lot of log jamming, man.
So it's going to be Page, Teft, Campbell, and Rincon with Josh Small in 5th. So we're going to be currently running our 4th caution. The light's on the pace car. We're trying to wrap up a green-white checkered and just had that big wreck there with the first attempt. So we're going to go for attempt number 2 after these guys turn a few more caution laps.
We saw Sam Mayer. Earlier this year, we saw Sam Mayer who had put himself in position to be on that bubble and lose the race they not game.
Jim Coleman'sberger in the booth with me and Chris. Hey, Jim, how you doing? Maybe he doesn't realize he's here. Jim?
I think he's just very quiet.
But, yeah, working the 4th caution, like you said. Late race caution, back-to-back. This is the moment of the race, though, where the cautions breed the cautions, it seems like. And some drivers who were just sticking it out to get the best result possible, for sure going to get that this evening, unless they're caught up in the next crash that could be happening. We're not fortune tellers. We don't necessarily know what's to come next, but hey, if the last restart was anything like if the next restart is anything like the previous one, you know, only time will tell what will play out here this evening. Kevin Roy still in a good spot, still inside the top 10 here. That we know of on scoring and timing at least. So Lights are out now on that iRacing official, what is that, some type of Ford Mustang pace car? So, indeed, it's a, I would assume, a Shelby GT500. One can only
Oh,
assume what that pace car is.
that wreck took out Shelton. He's done. We can see his car toast on the pit road. Big time bummer for him. Sanchez back in 10th. Is the lights back on the pace car? They are. You know what? If we're going to be rolling another pace lap, I want to talk to, see if we can get Brock Page. Brock, Chris in the 1-5 Studios booth, you got us?
Not right now, sorry.
10-4. As every good driver, he is too focused to talk to us right now. So we'll try and grab him after the race, see if he's going to win this one. Alright, Will, what are you thinking now? You got one more?
The screen share went away on Discord for some reason. But yeah, I could possibly see one more happening in this race. One more caution. I don't see why not.
There you go, Will. Should be good now.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, sir.
Lights are off. The pace car will be peeling onto the pit road any second now.
Judson's up here. I've seen him have some real good pace at 1.5 miles before, so anything is quite possible. Green flag back out in the air. Yes, indeed, Chris.
Ooh.
Page gets a good hole shot.
Just a bit of a stack up. Was a bit of a stack up on the outside. Kevin Roy maybe just didn't go. Ended up into the back of someone in the back of him. As we can see, Page hauling down the back stretch with a big lead. And we've got one down on the wall.
I believe they came to the white flag, though. This should be the checkered, I think, right, Chris?
That must have been, yeah. No, excuse me, this is the white flag. White flag
okay,
right here.
Man, I'm always a lap ahead of myself.
Just because he was down on the apron. It's being charged.
Judson has caught.
Oh, and Sanchez
right
goes down on the apron
up.
around. But there goes, oh, what?
Yes. Yes, the previous lap was,
Did he maybe run out of fuel?
he could have had a penalty on the restart. You know, at this moment, any guess is as good as mine, or as good as yours, Chris. Brock Page could have somehow maybe got a penalty, but from the unofficial results at the moment, Sean Judson has won this race. Josh Maul, Kevin Roy looks to be the top 3 finishers. Schaefer and Campbell had a photo finish for 4th. Richard Johns, Tiller, Moore, Binger, and Tyler Myers rounds out the top 10. So, Sean Judson, wow. Just kind of speechless because we were just unsure what was happening there in the final, at least, lap of the race. Kind of heartbreak for Brock Page if he did kind of jump the restart there.
That was a lot of heartbreak for a good handful of people. We had Caleb and we had Sanchez, Page. Those 3 were up front there, waiting to win it. Caleb definitely, if it wasn't for those cautions late race, he almost definitely would have had this one.
One would think for sure, indeed, this was Caleb's race to possibly lose, and for sure that transpired with the late race caution.
All right, let's take you through the rundown and the finishing order real quick. First place, your winner is going to be Sean Judson with Josh Small in second. Kevin Roy ends up bringing it home in third on the podium. And now we got fourth is Chris Shaver, fifth, Chris Campbell, sixth is Richard John, seventh, John Tiller, eighth, Brandon Moore, ninth is Scott Bidinger, 10th is Tyler Myers, 11th goes to Brock Page, Philip Bridgman is in 12th, 13th is Jaden Sanchez, 14th, Randy Cooking, 15th is Skylar Sixton, 16th goes to Timothy Cook, John O'Brien, 17th, Brian Huntley is 18th, There we go. 19th is Aaron Bradford. 20th is Gage Teft. He was up front for a good bit of the race. Ends up all the way in 20th. Jacob Delgado is in 21st. Hunter Head 22nd. 23rd is George Rincon. 24th, Caleb Shelton. Absolute heartbreak for him after being in position to win this one. Jason Pearson in 25th. Jeff Gilmore is 26th. Peter Ruzick is 27th. 28th is Cameron Smith. And 29th is Miguel Campo. 30th is James Bryan. 31st, Matt Stanton. 32nd is Zach Deutscher. 33rd is Matthew Hunsicker. And bringing up the back of the field in 34th and 35th is going to be Samuel Blackwell and Mark Cochran. So that's going to run through your entire finishing order here tonight. Will, what did you think about this one?
Well, pretty intriguing race, to say the least. At the beginning, you kind of thought there might be some runaways, but turned out to be kind of a chaotic finish and surprising finish, to say the least. Sean Judson celebrating so much he kind of blew his engine there. Just absolute barn burner, to be more precise, I guess we could say, because it so unexpected. We had a lot of good green flag running, like you talked about, like you mentioned. You love to see some good green flag pit stops, some good green flag running. We had a lot of that, and we also just had a lot of chaos, a lot of carnage, junkyard going on at one point during this race. But
Yeah, well, we we got our top three about to join us, but I see we've got someone else in the booth with us, Brock Page. Brock, tell us about what happened at the end.
Can I say what I want to say, or do I got to say what the media wants me to say?
well, just
No
just
profane language,
try to
and
say,
other than that,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
No,
the last restart, I ran out of fuel. That's why I kind of
oh
denied the
no.
interview. I was saving fuel, and they extended a lap, and that pretty much sealed it.
oh,
So, if we wouldn't have had to go another lap, I'd have made it. Probably would have won. I don't know. That's hearsay. I think we
So
proved I had the fastest car. I drove through the field like twice. So,
yes,
it is what it is. I'll take it.
real
I
quick,
normally
Friday
suck
night
at this
talk.
track, so I don't even know where we're at next week, but I'm pretty sure we'll run
Phoenix.
good. Phoenix? Maybe.
all
They
right,
need to
Brock. Well,
demolish that track.
all right. Thanks for talking to us. You want to thank your sponsors while you're right here?
Yeah, these are my father's real life sponsors on his race car, so I don't even know if they know they're on my car, but they are. But I want to thank y'all for broadcasting this deal. I'm pretty sure it'll be a good one to go back and watch and kind of watch the carnage and the chaos. I hope it was a good one from up there.
Absolutely, it was. All right. Thanks for talking to us, Brock.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, let's pull in our third place finisher. It's going to be Kevin Roy bringing it home on the podium. Kevin Roy's my boy. Kevin, tell us how you did it.
Oh man, we had a fun race. It's great driving up through the field. I stayed up front all night, and I usually stay in the back, but with these big fields we've been having, I decided to qualify, and it worked out for me. I was in top 10, top 8 all night.
All right, well, as we know is your thing now, at least I have discovered more recently, is you like to hang around and you're like the sleeper and show up towards the end. We seen you creeping your way up, hanging around maybe 10th or so, and then here you are. I didn't even realize until I went back through the ticker that you got on the podium, man.
Yeah, I got on that last caution there on the green white checkered that I just about to make it through, and I got clipped on the left rear, pushed me into the wall a little bit, but I decided to stay out. I was on 2 tires, and it worked out.
All right, well, congratulations on the third place finish. Who would you like to thank for your sponsors?
Well, I'd say Brian and the crew here for running a great show. Big, huge fields Thursday and tonight, and it's been great racing so far. And I like running the 1.5 Studios car. It's brought me good luck.
Well, hey, we appreciate you running our name and putting it in a good place, making us look good. So, congratulations on that podium, Kevin, and hopefully we'll be talking to you at the next track.
10-4. Thank you.
All right, let's grab Josh Smalls. Josh, bringing it home in second place tonight. Tell us how you ended up there.
I avoiding the wreck. that's all I can say is I saw that gap there and I was up on the high side. I told Brian, my teammate Brian there, we were all lined up, me, him, Bradford, even the Roush Fenway guys. There was all 6 of us. We were lined up on the outside, and they said wreck, and I lifted. I think I pumped the brake a couple times just to kind of set the nose, and then I saw an opening on the bottom lane, and I cold trickled it. I floored it. I shouldn't have. I should have lifted and weaved through it. I'd have been perfectly fine, but I floored it. It's late in the race, and I took a chance, and I actually I was able to capitalize on it. So that's how I got there, and then I got a decent restart there on that last green white checker there after Brock ran out of fuel and under caution, which is unfortunate for him because he was a force to be reckoned with up there, and along with Sean, all these guys are fast. I was just my main focus was just keep the car clean and stay out of the big one, and come away with a good points night. And hey, I'll take a podium all day.
Well, heck, taking a chance and doing a Days of Thunder and send it paid off for
Hey,
Josh.
oh yeah, it's Vegas, baby.
Well, that's
I had to
true.
roll the
Gambling
dice.
this is the place to gamble for sure.
That
Who'd you
is
like to
it.
thank, Josh?
Yeah, I'd like thank Brian and for putting this on, and most definitely you and Will for putting on a good broadcast, and just you guys are doing one heck of a job.
All right,
So,
congratulations on the podium, Josh. Thanks for talking to us.
appreciate it. Alrighty, buddy.
All right, one more to go. We've got our winner. Where'd he go? Just accidentally lost him. Here we go. Now we've got our winner, Sean Judson, coming out of absolutely nowhere to put that thing in victory lane. How did you do it?
I honestly have no idea. Figured that second to last caution we come in, get tires, maybe make a few spots up from, I think I restarted 17th or something like that. Was not expecting that caution to come out right after and then restart on the front row. Definitely did not expect that win. That was definitely a mid-pack car at best.
Well, hey, these late race cautions and the green white checkers that we had definitely helped you out for sure. Bringing that home in first position, unbelievable. I didn't even see you up front there until right as we're about to get the flag. Huge congratulations to you, Sean.
Thank you. Yeah, I wasn't up front all night until that last restart.
All right, who would you like to thank?
My team, Fatboy Motorsports, Scott, Cole, AJ, Alex, sponsors W Energy, Beard Tube Beard Oil, Jetty Designs, KDC Photography, Robinson Racing Promotions. Everybody on the team that helps me keep doing this week in, week out.
All right, well, congratulations. I guess Vegas was lucky for a few drivers lucking into a win right there, but keeping
definitely.
it. All right, so congratulations on the first win of the season, Sean.
Thank you.
All right, well, Will, you got anything to add before we get out of here?
Well, let's just wait and see next week if Phoenix International is going to be as chaotic and exciting as Las Vegas was this evening. Two completely different tracks, just a state apart from one another. But man, just excellent race. You never know what to expect from one moment to the next with this huge field of cars that we had this evening. And oh man, so many drivers that you thought had a chance just kind of went to the wayside this evening, Chris. And like I said, can't wait for Phoenix next week.
Yeah, I'm right with you. Phoenix is always a good track to watch, where they got that dog leg they all like to dive across. But we definitely had a great showing here tonight. Lots of cars, lots of them finished this race, and yeah, lots of action. We had those green flag runs, then we had some cautions or people getting excited at the end. But overall, a good race to watch. All right, well, that's going to do it for us at 1-5 Studios. We want to thank you for joining us. Make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any of the BNR Racing Series every Saturday night right here at 8:30, only on the 1-5 Studios YouTube channel. Again, we'd like to thank you for joining us, and we'll see you at the next track.